From November the 16th to the 18th, the Pontifical Urban University hosted a 3-day conference to mark 400 years since Pope Gregory XV founded the Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples, formerly known as the Sacred Congregation for the Propagation of the Faith, or simply Propaganda Fide, on the Solemnity of the Epiphany of the Lord in 1622. This was the congregation responsible for the Vatican's missionary activity, with Pope Gregory XV intending it to be a vehicle for the reunification of Christians and the spread of the faith. Earlier this year, as part of Pope Francis's reform of the Roman Curia, the office was subsumed into the new Dicastery for Evangelization.
This jubilee, this fourth centenary jubilee, falls in the very year in which Pope Francis has revived the mission of the Congregation of Propaganda Fide, placing the Dicastery for Evangelization at the center of the Roman Curia's activities. This task was carried out not only by this congregation, but also by the Urban College and thus by our university. It is a missionary, apostolic activity for the whole church, or better still, for all peoples, for every creature. Missionaries of various local churches are trained here in this university, as was the case with the old college, so that the presence of the gospel may be even more deeply rooted. The culture and the life of the local churches can be alive. So, it is a service on an intellectual level, but also on a missionary level. The importance of Propaganda Fide and the colleges it worked with is that it gave rise to a specific culture for the Western European powers of the day, to a universal worldview. It looked at these peoples and places not only as lands of conquest, but as possibilities for encounter.
Possibilità di incontro con altre situazioni, con altri popoli.
Over the last 400 years, various interventions by the magisterium have further defined the tasks and organization of the missionary dicastery, keeping its fundamental objectives unchanged and adapting them to the evolution of the situation. Among the main objectives are to ensure an adequate distribution of missionaries, to care for the formation of secular clergy and catechists, and to entrust the evangelization of mission territories to institutes, religious societies, or particular churches.
First of all, I would like to thank all the faithful. That's the first thing, because without the faithful, or without the people who are there to accept that message which is to be communicated by the Dicastery for the Evangelization of Peoples, there is nothing. And not only that, but also the fact that the churches or the particular churches are not constructed by the offices but by the people. This is also for me very, very encouraging. And then we would like, of course, when we are celebrating 400 years of the existence of our dicastery, we want to tell to the people that we still have a long way to go. And this is very clear, even from the popes or from the teachings of the popes, they have said it, starting especially from Saint John Paul II, who insisted very much, when he wrote about the missionary activities, that we are just beginning. And this is true, because if you look at our communities, if you go and look at those churches which, have been built, still there you can see that there are a lot of things that are also lacking, in terms of a real maturity of the faith, and not only faith in terms of getting the doctrine or getting the understanding of what the church is or what Christ did and who is Christ, but living and, of course, being testimonies. That's the thing which I think has also to be underlined. And when we are celebrating these 400 years, thanking the good Lord for all what He has done, for the blessings which we have received.
Archbishop Protaze Rugumbwa echoed Pope St. John Paul II's sentiment, the evangelization is just beginning. According to recent statistics, published on the occasion of World Mission Sunday on October the 24th, 2021, there are today 1,117 ecclesiastical circumscriptions dependent on the Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples. Most of them are located in Africa and in Asia. Let us take this 400th anniversary as an opportunity to renew our missionary fervor and to proclaim the gospel not only in mission territories, but also in societies with an ancient Christian tradition, which need a new evangelization capable of facing the challenges of today's world.